Hi, welcome to Social Media Fridays. Each week we meet to wind down and talk about what happened this week in the world of social media. We post items of interest that we stumble across through the week onto the Social Media Fridays community on Google+. You're welcome to post there too. In fact, you're also welcome to join us. With us today we have Daniel Nugraha. Daniel is the world's greatest programmer. Edwin Yonk is CEO of IDESTHOST, IDESTHOST.nl in the Netherlands. Masataki Wasa is a top contributor on the Google AdSense and the Google Plus Help community, as well as webmaster of wasaweb.net. It's WASA WEB.net. And Meher Bhagat is a social media queen from New Delhi in India. Okay, so we've only got two questions today, and the first one, if I can find the right button to click, is Facebook's terms of service versus the European Union. It was posted by Edwin Yonk, and I think he made a quote, when you are as big as Facebook and you make terms of service that are so broad and vague that most people frown on them, and you give German users a better terms of service, you shouldn't be surprised that authorities might take action. So, what's going on here, guys? What's happened?
Well, this or last month actually, Facebook updated their terms of service worldwide, but they made an exception for the Germans. Also, those new terms of service, besides giving Facebook the intellectual property over everything that's posted on Facebook, it also gives a large section of data that they can use across their services. In the Netherlands, the authorities aren't really happy with this particular move by Facebook, and basically the Netherlands is seeking help in Europe to form somewhat of a coalition against Facebook. The reason why they do that is because Facebook is located in Ireland, and Ireland is part of the EU, and therefore we need to find, or the Dutch authorities have to find member states to fill something in. I'm not sure what the process is here, but that's basically what happened.
Okay. Any comments from Masataki or Meher? Okay, let's move on from there. And coming up are our last topic of the day. This was posted by Meher, and it's on the official Google local guides. I see Dan Petrovic is a local guide, and he got there by doing 83 reviews. Apparently you're eligible to be a local guide if you're over 18, have a Google account, and sign up for this program. For now, to be a local guide is an option open for individuals, not for business pages on Google. Public figure pages reviews could be entitled as endorsement, which would violate Google terms and conditions. And I think that's a wise choice not to add Google business pages to this program. Yes, I totally agree too, Meher.
Yeah.
Okay, comments, people?
The most awesome Google guys are sitting here. They should be talking about it. I actually found it to be interesting. How about you guys?
I'm still looking at
Okay.
it. One thing that I'm seeing right now is check out the calendar of select meetups and events in your area. So.
Yeah, that is something that you could do when you guys have actually applied for a program, unofficial meetups that you can organize, but there are terms and conditions for it as well when it comes to.
On the calendar it says Singapore local guides unofficial meetup. So join Jason for a relaxing and laid-back evening, soaking up some of the best Singapore has to offer. Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, I think I suppose the context is that Google really wants people to write reviews, essentially. That's what this program is encouraging people to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that instead of people writing reviews on a competing website, if you travel and go somewhere, you might sort of semi-automatically post on TripAdvisor, for example. But then if there are incentives like this, you may start to post on Google Plus, local Google Plus pages, instead or in addition to other platforms. So I think that's what this program is aiming to do, and it's been active in a number of cities. I think London one is particularly large. I'm not part of that, so I don't really know, but I think there's a sizable community there, and they meet up in real life. Sometimes that's organized unofficially. At other times, meetings are organized officially by Google, and people are invited to events and so on and so forth, I think. So, yeah, it's a great way to encourage people to write reviews, and good for them to that extent.
Yep.
I'm not so sure what else I could say in addition to that. But it's interesting that I think Google is concentrating not only on the business side. So there are huge incentives for business owners to get their businesses on local Google Plus pages because of the search results in Maps, the knowledge graph, so on and so forth. And now what Google is doing more consistently, I suppose, is to encourage the other side, the users, to write reviews. So it's sort of both sides of the coin now. And that emphasis on local, I think, is an interesting one because Facebook has been trying to get into that local side of things, and so is Apple. So it's going to be really interesting over the next few years who's going to not necessarily come out on top, but which platform will become the leading reviewing platform, and how that's going to affect existing ones, which rely heavily on reviews, user-generated content.
So what does Google give back? Well, there are a couple of benefits according to Google for this local guide. You have a level 1. You have access to the monthly newsletter. You have level 2, plus 5 reviews. Join the Hangout with tastemakers. And Googlers worldwide. You have a level 3, that's 50 plus reviews. Get highlighted in the Google Maps with a local guide badge. And if you are over 200 reviews, you are level 4, and you can be featured on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and more.
I think what would be interesting is people becoming influential that way, and they become a force to be reckoned with. Wasn't there recently an article about Pinterest when instead of spending ad money on Pinterest, what some companies are doing is to approach a power user on Pinterest and say, well, could you pin this for us?
Yeah, it's similar on Twitter.
So
there was a great story about a guy that was hired by Philips. I forgot his name.
yeah, so so that could happen. People wielding quite a lot of power, officially recognized by Google, and then recognized as such, so their reviews will become more prominent and so on and so forth in search results on maps, etc. Then, for business owners, it's important to get their positive reviews rather than sort of Joe Public, who writes 1 or 2 reviews. So it's going to be interesting how that's going to pan out, and especially when people are incentivized to write reviews, and they're recognized, and they have some sort of status levels. So that's going to be an interesting interplay, because how are you going to deal with people who are turning rogue, in the sense that they might start to flaunt or even abuse their position?
Well, I said that I'm not a Google guide because I mean Dan Petrovic became a Google guide because he made 83 reviews, but I haven't been to 83 places in my life. So that counts me out. Anyway, if there's no more nothing more on the agenda, guys.
I don't
I'm going
think
to
so.
record that. Yeah.
Have anything
Okay.
else.
Thank you, Maher. Well, look, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you very much for taking an interest in what we do. We'll be back at the same time next week to do this again. Don't forget you can post on the Social Media Fridays community, and you can also join us as well. We'd love to have you with us. Thank you very much.